I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of Guns and Gears. Welcome to today's program. We really have a fun show. Of course, they're all fun. Glad to be with you. Several things we want to mention to you before we get started. One is, remember our website. We're always adding things to our website. And as of today, when we're taping this, the Dodge Challenger has not sold. Now, we have several people interested, but as of today anyway, and by the time this airs it may be gone, but at least check our website to see if the Dodge Challenger is still for sale there. Something else we want to mention for our good friends at the Diesel Hot Rod Association, their schedule for August 26th and 28th is going to be at Shiad Diesel in Indiana. On September 10 and 11 it's going to be at Atlanta Dragway, and Las Vegas, the Strip, October 16, and Houston Raceway Park will be November 12th. Check their website, dhraonline.com. They're really some good people and doing some neat things. Remember on a previous program, friends, we featured the little MECTEC carbine conversion unit. By the way, you can go to our website and get information on how to get in touch with these folks if you'd like. Remember, gunsandgears.tv. Again, check our website, please. Anyway, this is a dot scope, and see, it is much smaller, of course, than what we would think of as a regular big game or hunting type scope. And one of the reasons is most of these don't offer any real magnification. But what they do is dramatically different than what we're used to seeing in a regular scope. Both types of sighting devices, be it a regular hunting type scope or one of the dot scopes, they each have their own characteristics. But let's take a look now at just what you see when you look through a scope, and we're also going to show you something that is unique to the dot scopes. See, friends, when looking at a regular scope, you better have your cheek position memorized, especially if you're going to do any quick shooting, but you have to find those crosshairs, and you've got to be in a relatively straight position behind the scope on the rifle to make use of your crosshairs. Now then, now you see the little red dot there? No, that's not a laser, and it can't be seen from the front of the sight. Where that dot is where that bullet is going to go. Now we're pretty much looking through the center of the dot scope here. Let's just put that red dot on our target. Now watch, here we go. Take a shot. And of course the target vanishes. Now then, let's take another shot. Our friends, looking through our scope here, we have a different angle. The red dot is nowhere near the center of our scope tube, but we've got it on the target. Let's see what happens. There it goes. The speed, and because you don't have to be exactly lined up, just put the dot on the target, is one of the reasons that the little dot scopes have become so popular in competition. There we go. The dot scope. Isn't that neat?
Stay tuned for more Guns and Gears.
Attention 1911 and AR type rifle fans, if you want the ultimate in quality, reliability, and accuracy, call Les Baer Custom and order the guns America's top shooting professionals prefer. All Les Baer guns are hand-fitted and hand-finished for the maximum in precision and performance. Also, they offer a full line of custom 1911 and AR rifle parts. Call 309-658-2716, catalog only $2, or go to lesbaer.com. At 50 cents a gallon, who cares? At $2.50 a gallon, everybody cares. Enviromax Plus is a fuel catalyst, not an additive, that improves how fuel burns in your engine, gas or diesel. With Enviromax Plus, you can get up to a 35% increase in fuel mileage, plus better performance, improved emissions, and less engine wear. Call now and get Enviromax Plus.
Georgia Arms wants to be your ammo company. They feature a full line of best quality handgun and rifle ammo delivered right to your door at the lowest prices possible. Whether you have a 9mm or a .357 Magnum or a .454 Casull or one of the great .460 Rowland guns, they've got your ammo. Maybe you want cowboy action shells or Precision Plus long-range hunting ammo with Nosler AccuBond bullets. Maybe you want components to load your own ammo. Well, call them to order 1-800-624-6861 or go online at Georgia Ford-Arms.com.
Fun Ford Weekend is an organization developed by Ford enthusiasts to promote Ford drag racing and car show events. Fun Ford Weekend is dedicated to the growth and development of Ford performance. They provide an enjoyable and fun-filled atmosphere for racers and fans. Go to funfordevents.com and check the schedule to see which of the 14 events you can attend this year.
How would you like to expand the capabilities of your four-wheeler? Any hunter knows that the real work begins after the game is taken. Well, Papaw's Game Loader takes the hardest work out of bringing home the bacon. It's also a great tool to help around the farm and can lift and carry up to 250 pounds. The optional hoist will lift up to 300 pounds. If you would like to know more about Papaw's Game Loader, call 877-472-7297 or go to papawsoutdoorproducts.com.
How would you like to have 44 Magnum Performance on your 1911 style pistol? You can with our 460 Rowlands pistol kit, available on our website at gunsandgears.tv. Only $275 plus shipping and handling. Order your conversion kit at gunsandgears.tv.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're in beautiful Lubbock, Texas, talking with Tracy Edwards, and Tracy has one of the most unusual cars ever made by an American manufacturer. Tracy, what is this, sir?
It is a 1970 Plymouth Superbird, made off a 70 Roadrunner platform.
This was a car that had one mission in life, and what was it, Tracy?
That was to win on NASCAR. Beat Ford, beat Chevrolet.
And they did, didn't they?
And they did.
This was also, wasn't this basic body style the first car to exceed 200 miles per hour?
Yes, it was. Buddy Baker, 1969, at Talladega.
Well, now, a lot of us assume, now this is, of course, the Plymouth Superbird. We assume that this and the Dodge Charger Daytona were the same car, but there were some differences, weren't there?
Yes, there were. They're cousins. The noses are actually different. The fenders, the hood, the rear spoiler is different. Of course, it's made off a 69 Dodge Charger versus a 70 Roadrunner.
Now, friends, this is a 440 Magnum, 375 horsepower. This model, unbelievable performance. Yet, they were so radical, and this was made to compete with the Talladega Ford Torino or Talladega. This is one of the most advanced aerodynamic packages ever, huh, Tracy?
Yeah, it truly is. It was built in a wind tunnel, and it was built for one reason and one reason only: go as fast as they could go.
And they did.
And they did. Show you a few things about the car that make it a little unique. The hood and the fenders were actually made from 1970 Dodge Cornet pieces. The fenders were cut down here at the bottom, where you can see an extra piece that was added in that actually molded it to the nose cone. So the fenders are from a 70 Cornet. They took a hood, and you can see a seam right across here where they added a piece, a specially made piece, to the 70 Cornet hood. And that's what gave it the slope and coming down to the nose cone. There is no hood latch. These are the only things that actually hold the hood down. The scoops on top of the fender are actually additions to the fenders. What they were used for is they cut the underside of the scoop out, and that's what let the air out of the car to give it some more downforce on the front end. Been lots of stories about they put them up there so they could lower the front end for width, run the tires up through there, but they were actually cut out, and then the air underneath the front of the car came out through the fender scoops and gave it some extra downforce. All 70 Superbirds came with vinyl tops. The reason they came with vinyl tops is the window that was originally in the 70 Roadrunner was kind of a concave window, and it wasn't very aerodynamic. So what Plymouth did is they came in and they put a more aerodynamic rear window in this car, and you can actually see there's a seam that runs across all Superbirds where they put in this special window plug. And what they did at the factory, instead of spending the time to make them look nice to put on the showroom floors, they covered every one of them with a vinyl top and sent them out the door. The actual air intake for these cars is underneath the nose cone. That's the only air you get for these cars. So sitting still, they were notorious for overheating. They really like running down the road at 100, 150 miles an hour, pushing that air through. These cars were unavailable with air conditioning. Reason being is you could not get them cool. Air conditioning just took too much out of the cooling on these cars, and they needed every bit that they could get to the radiator to keep these cars running cool on the street. The other distinguishing feature on these cars, obviously, is the huge wing in the back. These were the items that kept the rear end stable at the 200 mile per hour speeds. You have the wing high enough that it's over the top of the car, catches all the air that comes over the car, and gives it the downforce to give it the stability. If you'll look at the top of the wing, it's actually flat on top, and it's in the same design as an airplane wing underneath, except it's inverted from an airplane wing. Airplane wing is flat on the bottom to give you the lift to take the airplane up. This car, when they built these cars, they actually turned this wing upside down. So when the air comes over the bottom side, it actually has the downforce to pull down. The sides are built the same way to give it stability. On the side of the wing, you'll notice a big Allen screw. That Allen screw is to allow you to adjust the level of this wing. You can actually give it more downforce or less downforce based on where you set the wing. And that's how the drivers on the faster speedways took some of the downforce out, and on the smaller speedways gave it more downforce. All 1970 Superbirds came with 2 jacks. Most of them came with all of them came with the regular bumper jack that you see in all cars, but they also came with a screw type jack. That jack was used on the front end. Obviously, there's no place to hook a bumper jack. So on 70 Superbirds, all of them came with the screw type jack, the extra plate here to hold down the rod. Next to that, you'll see the supports on the car. These supports, starting here at the bottom, are actually welded into the frame of the car. These supports come up and help anchor the wing with 4 large bolts coming down through the bottom of the wing. That's what kept it from tearing the side of the fenders off of the car at 200 miles an hour. It's actually bolted down in there. This car is equipped with a 440 Super Commando, factory rated at 375 horse. It is an automatic car. The difference, most people know them as the 440 Magnums, which was a Dodge designation. The Super Commando is what Plymouth used. These cars are factory equipped with power steering and power brakes. Of course, non-air conditioned. Very few options on most Superbirds. This car has virtually no options other than a power steering, power brakes. It is an AM radio car. You could not get rear speakers in the 70 Superbirds because of the rear plug that they put in for the window. There were a total of approximately 1,923 Plymouth Superbirds. This car is the 265th Superbird made. They made 503 Dodge Daytonas, but NASCAR changed the rules on them in 1970 because of the dominance of the Daytona. And instead of being able to only make 500, they made Plymouth come out with multiples of that, hence the approximately 1923.
Tracy, we appreciate coming out and seeing your terrific car here today. You know, if we only had known what these things are going to be worth today,
I'd be living in a big old building full of Superbirds.
Full of Superbirds and Dodge Daytonas, but nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
But today, these are really one of the great engineering triumphs of American manufacture, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an exciting feature for today's program. You know, we've been talking about the EnviroMax fuel catalyst. Well, this gentleman is the person who developed it. This is Kenneth Sanders, and Kenneth, it's a great pleasure to meet you, sir, but let me ask you, what in the world caused you to think about developing a fuel catalyst?
Well, actually, it started back in the days of the oil embargoes when we started getting different fuels, different engines, just an overall change in the automotive industry itself as far as fuel was concerned and as far as the engine was concerned. Essentially, the EnviroMax removes all of the regulated emissions that has been imposed upon us by EPA, including hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, particle matter, all of the things that have been regulated or supposedly being regulated as far as what we can and cannot use.
If we're losing those emissions, what's happening? Those emissions are unburned hydrocarbons. Am I correct?
They're unburned hydrocarbons, but more importantly, they're fuel, wasted fuel.
Wasted fuel.
They're wasted fuel because that's where your energy is, and if that energy is not taken advantage of in the combustion chamber of an engine, then you've lost it. This goes farther than anything I'm aware of. To complete the combustion cycle.
This will have the effect of removing carbon or buildup.
It's very visible. We've actually torn down engines and looked at them from that standpoint, but you don't even have to go to that length. You can look at it on if you've got a spark plug that's been carboned up. Use the product for a while and then pull the spark plug and look at it and see what's happened to it. Do the same thing with a oxygen sensor. It'll clean an oxygen sensor. It also works to clean a catalytic converter. Temperature is one of the big enemies. It can be both a blessing and a curse. But if you get too much heat, then it's a curse. Yeah. And as little as a 25-degree increase or drop in temperature makes a big difference in how long that engine lasts. Well, what we recommend is that you use a normal, regular 87-octane fuel. We've found that it performs as well as the 92 or more higher octane fuel. Works for diesel, gasoline, work in propane, work in alcohol fuels, work in biofuels like biodiesel. Weekend racers love it.
Well, when you can have the effect of converting regular fuel into premium fuel and get the effects, you run those high compression. And what about supercharged engines, things like that? What about that?
Well, actually, you're going to see the engine, particularly heat here again. Heat is one of the enemies of racing or high performance engines. And if you can get the power that you want without the heat, then you've got a real plus. And that's one of the things that this product does. If everybody in the United States were using this product today, we would have less than half of the pollution that we have as far as the automobile is concerned.
There's more Guns and Gears right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here with a young man. This is, of course, a very serious occasion we're at. We're just outside Winfield. We're actually in Wheeling, Louisiana. And you know, I'm from Louisiana. This young man is Jerry Cornflakes Martin.
And being from Louisiana, I can talk about this. You know, here we have been consistently creative when it comes to entertainment, sports, and politics.
That's right.
Now, today, we forget the politics. We have a very entertaining sport. And, Jerry, what in the world? One, where are we? What are we doing? And what in the world is this behind us?
Well, we're in Southern Wynn Parish, which is a pretty historical part of Wynn Parish. This Harrisonburg Road is actually the Natchez Trace that we're located on. We operate a covered, 30,000 square foot covered banked oval lawnmower racing track. We race March through November, and tonight you're going to see the fastest lawnmowers in Louisiana and maybe the fastest lawnmowers in the whole United States.
Could we be qualified here and say this is probably the best lawnmower racing facility in the world?
Well, I could definitely say it's the best lawnmower racing facility in Wheeling, Louisiana, which is not even on a map. But I can guarantee you this piece of equipment right here, Jeff Foxworthy said he had never seen anything quite like it, and this machine is used at every one of our races. It's the only lawnmower wrecker in existence.
A lawnmower wrecker.
That's right.
With a Honda motorcycle, a GL 500cc engine.
Everything we have, you have to modify. You have to modify a lawnmower to make it race. You have to modify a lawn and garden tractor to make it into a wrecker. This is a hydrostatic powered with a 500cc water-cooled Honda motorcycle engine running it.
Friends, trust me, this is not a joke. This is the most amazing thing. You're going to love this. In fact, we've got a
field of 72 lawnmowers here tonight that'll be racing in 13 different classes.
In fact, we have one lawnmower that has been, the word is covertly timed with actual timing equipment at 94 miles per hour.
That's correct. We don't want to get that out too much, but because it was
covert.
It was on the highway.
Very covert.
But
well, we're going to see some amazing things. Jerry's going to. In fact, let's take a look at the Jeff Foxworthy commemorative.
I call it the Jeff Foxworthy edition.
Actually,
lawnmower wrecker. It's got strobe lights,
autographed by a truly great redneck.
He endorses lawnmower racing as the single most redneck activity a person can be involved in. And I've never had an argument. This is you're going to see tonight everything from minor stock to super modified twins. Some of the engines are double the horsepower that they were rated at. We run 4 classes that have stock engines, the single cylinder and twin cylinder and flathead twins, overhead valve twins.
Now, what is your GC Outlaw class?
That's a very popular class. The GC Outlaw class stands for gravitationally challenged. It's open to men and women that have a body weight of more than 260 pounds. We've never had a female race in that class because you have to weigh. We do have a powder puff class, which is the only class that we discriminate against your gender in. A woman at Louisiana Lawnmower Racing Speedway in beautiful downtown Wheeling can race in every class that we have out here. But a man
the men cannot.
That's right.
The men are the ones who are discriminated
against. Exactly. We are discriminated against because we cannot race, or a man cannot race in the powder puff class.
And truthfully, from looking around, I don't think you'll get a volunteer who, in this group here, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Well, you'd be surprised. We had a drag race one time, and the contestants had to be dressed in drag. And only 2 of us showed up with costumes.
Next.
Okay.
Cut.
This is our famous Jeff Foxworthy edition lawnmower wrecker, which is used every Saturday night that we race here in Wheeling. It's powered by a Honda 500cc GL engine with operational hydraulic boom. Comes complete with strobe lights, front and rear, and the optional siren. It just doesn't get any more redneck than this. Tonight we're going to be having our parade lap, and there's a lot of racers that have other types of motorized vehicles here. There's some drag mowers here tonight, and there's motorized bar stools. We don't race these things here, but they will be bringing them out for the opening ceremony and the parade laps. This is one of our top competitors here in Louisiana Lawnmower Racing Speedway, Troy Gardner. He and I both want to extend an open invitation to any lawnmower racers anywhere in the United States to come down for some southern hospitality. Troy's two number 900 mowers look almost identical, but one is a super stock lawnmower running a standard stock lawnmower engine with no internal modifications. This mower is running a modified Vanguard lawnmower engine, vertical shaft, overhead valve twin. It's almost double the rated horsepower of the engine. In this class, you can run a modified lawnmower frame or a tubular frame. This particular mower is built with a lawnmower chassis. It runs grooved go-kart tires. Lawnmower racing is affordable to all types of people. The top classes are more expensive because it does allow you to do internal modifications, but we run several stock classes that utilize a standard lawnmower engine, and those classes are every bit as competitive as the top classes.
Jerry, it's been an experience, sir.
Have you liked it?
Oh, it's been great. It's absolutely been terrific. The nicest people, families, and some high-performance lawnmowers.
It's Southern hospitality at its best, and I guarantee you, once you've raced a lawnmower, you never look at lawn care quite the same way.
Well, tell me, if someone wants to get involved or they want to get involved in your association, lawnmower racing, you got numbers, websites, anything?
Yeah, first off, lawnmower racing is environmentally friendly because we recycle old lawnmowers that were sitting out in people's yards that they don't mow anymore with. We have a website on World Wide Web, Mobay, M-O-W-B-A-Y, Mobay.com. We have a hotline for the Speedway, 318-628-1906. Our season runs March through November. We also are going to be the first time ever at the Louisiana State Fair on November the 5th in Shreveport, Louisiana at the Hearst Coliseum. We want to invite all the people and the architects.